Melissa dreamed that she could fly like a bird girl in the sky. She took with her a diamond spoon to eat the cherry pancake moon.
No, this is 512222. That's all right. Wrong number. That's twice. How can they be so stupid?
Oh, this bloody waiting. I feel marooned.
Coffee?
We wait in this flat. A prison for her, for me, and only the punishing phone holds the key, the release from the isolation of this haunted passivity.
In the spaces between him and me, the complicated silences of cruel seclusion I see, tangle and trap, all saving attempts at intimacy.
Goosey, goosey, gander, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Yes, yes, a special song. A fairy made a feast, asked Melissa out to dine, beside a lemon tree scented like sparkling wine. For some reason, she thought it was Lemon Betty instead of Lemon Tree. And from that day on, Lemon Betty grew, becoming her special, secret friend. Goosey, goosey, gander.
Who are you phoning?
I just thought...
She's not there, Steve.
Then where? Where is Melissa?
Together we created her, Stephen and me, when we were almost young. My hair flowing like water, and Stephen with his shimmering grey eyes, his Japanese brushstroke of a moustache, his lips erecting my nipples, his poetry, his penis pistoning between my legs. But time after time, untenanted womb, no pregnancy. Our storm of flesh flashed anxiety, shaming ardor. Then doctors, deduction, the chemical detonation of conception, though once only. And labor was normal, birth as any other, pushing a stone of pain uphill for hours, gasping for breath, and deliverance, which he witnessed, wanting her so badly. Thinking her pulse glittered, a diamond spoon in a feast of sunlight.
Melissa loved fairy tales. Her belief, working the wind that knew our first human cry, when we were born of magic, our wonder-weaving spells that peopled the glistening grass with goblins, and children of the night rimmed with fantasy light. As we rode with the crescent moon, along hedgerows of sparkling stars.
Laugh, bunny lass. Laugh for me, our old neighbour would say as he danced his funny little dance. But he went away, face as white and malleable as beeswax. They sealed him in a senior citizen's home. He had burned with Catholicism. Now cold, he said, "I'll be all right," whilst his eyes, black as pear pips, genuflected, "Christ, take me home tonight." She kissed his cheek on the day he left, explaining, "Don't worry, I'm crying, but Lemon Betty's laughing. She's a bunny lass. She's a bunny lass." Are you going to eat this, Steve?
I can hardly swallow my own saliva. How could I possibly eat? Gazing at the fine animal hairs on my hand, I see a tiny person work her way through, sensuously exploring the material of my hand. Melissa, as if playing in a secret garden, myth garden of mind, as she dances drenched in lemon sunlight. She looks so young, so fresh, as if at any moment she will burst into sweetly scented blossom, flowering the flesh of my hand. I can't hear what she says. I can see her face, small, so small. Changing her expression shows suddenly her loneliness. She's desperate to be cuddled, the compulsion of touch, but she's so small. I'm frightened. I might crush her.
Drink? Do you remember the Masons, Steve? It was said they never spoke to each other for 30 years, except in the presence of a third person. Funny lot, teachers.
We're teachers.
Yes, aren't we just?
Emily.
It's getting late. Here.
Thanks. These are so boring. You'd think...
I mean to change.
Gin and tonic, without a dash of hope. Paradise with a lobotomy. Fear is a strange feeling in the mind that overtakes faith. In such slow procession the minutes pass out of breath into the silent parade of hours, meaningless, time scales unbalanced. Sanity's clock stopped at 4:30 days ago. Or was it years, when the missing first began?
I carried you inside of me, love bud waiting to burst. I watered you with my blood until you blossomed, a perfect flower miniature that grew in the soil of my eyes. Down in the forest, a little flower grew. It tried so hard, and it grew, but nobody ever saw. So nobody ever knew. When she was 4, she pointed at the disappearing sun, saying, as darkness spread, surmounting light, "Look, God has dropped her sparkling lollipop from the sky." And I said that starlings on the TV aerial were sultanas on a stalk. "No, they're not," she said. "They're fairies." When you are with children, you must be childlike, not childish.
I remember picnics in Whipsnade Zoo. It was as if Melissa actually knew all the animals as intimately as her own hand. Old friends, Sydney's sun bear, Philip the penguin. She would whisper their names so close to my face, with the after smell of toffees on her breath.
Stephen said she would talk to Lemon Betty, confide in her. And Stephen said that once she sleepwalked hand in hand with her to her hidden home, dangling in its firmament of dreams.
Why do I think of Lemon Betty? fade, disperse. Not real, no, invoke. Melissa. Melissa. Yes. Looking at this photo of her, so lifelike it seems to faintly breathe. As Sunday lamb sadly sings, trapped in its own sizzling fat, so helplessly I know, Melissa we created, recreated us, affirming our direction aboard this world without anchor.
As he sucked on my breasts for passion, and ultimately for her, so she fed from my breasts with little animal lips for growth. Later, she'd snuggle between my breasts for comfort, warmth, and security. Later still, she'd prod my breasts when we bathed together and ask when she'd have breasts as well, and I said, in time, in time. Oh, make-believe. Times of brutal drunk, arrogantly urinating. It doesn't care about the wonder of childhood that a child brings to the grown-ups of its blood. Make-believe. Yet I feel passion still, the possibility of redemption. But Stephen's yearning seems distilled into the narcotic of despair.
Must you?
It's so gloomy. You know, I asked in class what the Renaissance was, and one child replied that the Renaissance was what fought against the Germans in France in World War II.
I have a better one here. Apparently, Pythagoras' theorem is all about someone jumping into a bath and shouting Eureka. I don't know why the hell we bother. Oh, this bloody waiting.
She'll call. Tonight she'll call.
Lacking breath, the kiss of a ghost is cobwebs. Cobwebbed, I'm falling into a pit breathless with ghosts. And from this arid depth, as I stare so hard, the lights are smoky candles at a black mass. O phantom singer in the dark inn of night, singing an old forgotten song, shall my cheek soon roll away beneath the attrition of permanent tears?
How would it go? Yes. Set a scene. Morning, lazy bones. Make your bed. Rising, rigmarole. Tuck in, bear, Teddy. Yes, you can cycle today. Butterflies pursued petals across the garden wall. She ate her cereal, toast and marmalade, read with intimate enthusiasm her latest comic, kissed me goodbye at the door. I watched her walk her new bike down the path. She was wearing sunshine like a smile on flesh faintly freckled, light threading ribbons in her long auburn hair. At 10 she was so spontaneous, far ahead of adult artificiality. The wind bounced up the path after her, making a slight sound of flutes. Her lilting walk almost flirted with the wind. If flowers could walk, she would have been one. And then, mounting her new bike with careful excitement, she rode away. Away. The last time I saw.
What are you doing?
Oh, making memories.
You've moved it.
Very well.
It was my present.
Yes.
I can't.
I'll make coffee. Life is a beach of pebbles. Different incidents stranded as if by accident. Pick up 2 pebbles and make a picture in the hand. His eyes, a rhapsody of grey, played for me, reflecting the spinning blades of sycamore.
Last night I dreamed, in a brief, agitated moment of sleep, that a ventriloquist's doll plucked out one of my eyes. And it was like a pebble, and the ventriloquist's doll dropped it on a huge, pebbly beach. My other eye wouldn't focus, and the tide started coming in. God, why didn't I take more care? Why isn't she here now? All I see, increasingly, is her face, multiplied more and more in the girls I teach. Mistakes. I made so many mistakes. Melissa's face used to become pinched on rare occasions with sadness and perplexity, as when, mistakenly bad-tempered, I told her that Lemon Betty was not real. A girl of her age should grow up, snap out of that fantasy. And then it was as if the world had never brought her this problem before, and her tears seemed older than her body.
Stephen, coffee? Your coffee. Stop hurting yourself, Steve.
Why don't they ring? The only sample of the world is us. Irradiating silence simmers up from the ground. The carpet is peeled skin, palpitating reality transplanted into that black plastic foam. Haunted, all thoughts return to it, as a dog to its vomit.
Between us, 10 foot of carpet and a universe of emotions too tortuous to traverse. The wounds of love. Poetry tends to impotency. Your heart, Stephen, in your eyes, troubled as a seed that's missed its spring.
Dark thoughts coagulate in a mound on my mind, like a lump on my face from which, when pierced, 100 tiny wet spiders emerge, crawling down my cheek into my mouth, to breed, to multiply inside and molest me far worse than ever before. Did you hear something?
No, did you?
Only the sound of a bird girl in the sky eating the cherry pancake moon.
Stephen, please don't.
In my mind, a child's voice, distant. Lemon Betty, what makes me think it's you? Melissa dreamed that she could fly. She wanted. And the cigarette?
Since when did I smoke?
Strike a match, burn one more tree, less oxygen for you and me.
Steve, please.
I think we should ring them.
It's pointless. They'll ring soon.
What is soon?
Phoning them is not part of it. It's a symbol. You must see there's no reason. You've made the phone call part of this.
I see the center doesn't hold. Reason shatters. And all of Hope's horses and all of Faith's men cannot put the fragments together again.
It's terribly late. Are you coming? face luminous with disaster, as darkness mocks the bland hypocrisies of light. Uncertainty drives home its steely shaft into me. Obsessive questions ooze from the wound it leaves. Where does the blame lie? Why can't I help Stephen? Oh, child of ours, is there anything that might have been done? That can still be done?
What does Lemon Betty look like, Melissa? I once asked. Silly Daddy, Melissa giggled. Why, she looks more like me than I do.
Swinging along, mind in a muddle, chasing the moon, submerged in a puddle, jostling damson boughs come into sight, shaken so strangely by the hands of the night.
She would eat make-believe teas with Lemon Betty, and sometimes when her true tea was ready, she'd say, I'm all full up, Daddy, but if you give me some cake and some sandwiches, I'm sure Lemon Betty could eat them.
I can hear the squeaking chain of a child's empty swing. Imbecile sounds in a silent garden.
Melissa, wherever you may be, if you hear silence crack slightly in the convoluted atmosphere, it is the near stillness of longing too long. It is me thinking. From the split gutters of the sky, try to catch some of my falling thoughts, forming sounds of caring, for they are all for you.
Steve, are you okay? Tension so great that simply to speak is almost a crime. Words seem worn out.
Perhaps Melissa is here, joined with Lemon Betty, living in reality, and we have become the ghosts merely lingering on.
To talk, they say, is to be human. But the comforts of humanity elude us as we are held tethered to this inhuman phone, loss's tangible symbol, so silent with its secrets.
Now, right now, I wish I could float in an infinite ocean, cradled in the flower of the lotus, and wake once in a million years for a few minutes. But retrograde I fly, as one flies in a dream, towards the distantly shimmering rim of the nada, towards nothingness. Tears are the body's means of relieving pressure on the heart when under stress from great emotion. But no tears form within me. Only a film of frost. Cold leukemia of a frozen heart.
I remember the marvelous feeling of the first flutter of the baby in the womb. The liquid world where the soft unborn swim. Now the pain of absence lies so solidly within me. It is as if Melissa, hard and dry, has returned to jam my womb with painful, unmoving possession. I bled for her. I bled for her. I'm bleeding still.
Something is happening. Tension permeating. I feel so nervous now. The heavy breathing clock is hyphenating time. I can sense something traveling down the line of the phone, and like the ghostly vibrations of some far-off star, I can feel a voice trafficking towards me so close.
A stranger sits in my mind's chair, saying, help him know Melissa vanished long, long ago when Lemon Betty first was born. But did she? Did she? I thought I knew, but I'm no longer certain. I see a baby born, so long desired, so long gone. 4:30, Melissa and death. Insight, insanity, growing to possess and drain her father. I said, we can have another. But no, he couldn't. He lost himself, and now me, in 10 years' pain.
He said, don't worry, you'll have another. No other. No other. Worry's coiling weight is fastened like a tapeworm in the insides, breeding impotence.
For so long this pressure of absence has built up. Lamentations. Tonight for both of us it's too much to bear. We shall explode. This is no game gone ferociously fantasy mad out of hand, is it? Is it? Once I thought it was. I went along, I tried to help. But no, attempting to touch the essence, I end fingering emptiness.
Where then is Melissa? So real to us, Lem and Betty. The ghosts gather on this her birthday, holding the answer up like a newborn child. 4:30. 4:30. Give me back myself. Don't let all be squandered again.
Tell me, what's Melissa? What Lemon Betty? On this her birthday, the ghosts gather. Who is it?
It's Lem and Betty, isn't it? Melissa. Lem and Betty, all the time. Mel, Lemon, Issa, Betty.
Melissa dreamed she could fly like a bird girl in the sky. She took with her a diamond spoon to eat the cherry pancake moon.